Hi, welcome to Haute Moms Dinner Club. It's that time of the week again. Another work week coming up, and we've got your meals ready to go for you. Let's get started on our chicken with 40 cloves of garlic. So the first thing I want to do is get our chicken ready. I had intended on getting chicken thighs on another bin. I got a nice 8-pack of chicken thighs that were perfect. I made 4 for that meal and had 4 that I saved for a later date. This time I was not lucky to find a family size pack of chicken thighs. They had these chicken leg quarters here marked down to $4.90. So I opted on this. So I'm going to show you first of all how to cut your chicken leg quarters so that you'll now have drumsticks and thighs. I'm going to show you that first of all. But I would suggest, just so that you don't have to do this, go ahead and just pick up chicken thighs. Now remember, you'll need however many you need per person. And then remember, you need to have a couple extra pieces for your chicken noodle soup. I'm actually going to cook 3 of these chicken leg quarters, and then I'm going to piece those out. So that'll give my family of 3 a drumstick and a thigh each. And then I'm going to cook 1 extra for the soup. So I'll be cooking 4 of these, which will include my 1 extra for the soup. So there's really nothing to doing this. It's just that you just got to find just the right spot so that this cuts in half very easily. So you could try to feel it from this side, but you're probably better off turning them over. And then right where the leg and the thigh meet, you'll find the knuckle joint. And you just have to put your knife right in between those. And then it should go right through. And you can divide them up very easily. So, like I said, don't worry if this happens. There's really nothing to it. You just got to find that spot. Done. I'm going to get these marinating up with the olive oil, salt, pepper, and dried thyme. And I'm going to start stirring them off. I'm going to sear mine in a Dutch oven. I bought a Dutch oven to bake some Boston baked beans for Daddy's new addiction, so I'm going to use that to cook this in. If you don't have that, you can use a casserole dish or any other large saucepan that will accommodate all this chicken and sauce in it. While I've got my chicken all browning, I'm going to start separating my cloves of garlic here. So I just got 3 heads, and I'm just going to get the cloves all separated. So I'm moving on to the second round of chicken. I've also got some water boiling here that I can dunk those garlic cloves in and hope that the skin comes off a lot easier than having to peel each and every one of them. So I'm just going to bring this little dab of water up to a boil while I'm searing all this off. So we got our chicken browned off there. Let's set this over to the side while we work on our garlic. Now I saw a couple different ideas on this. One was to shake our way to peeled garlic. I've been shaking it for a while. It's kind of working. I mean, some of them, that one got pretty cleaned, but others, nothing happened to it. So I'm going to try this other method. Dumping them in here for 60 seconds and then peeling them and see if they peel easier that way. You can also buy these already peeled, but it's going to be about double the cost when it's already peeled. So that's up to you. So we'll give those 60 seconds in there. We're going to drain them and peel them. You can also just cut the ends off and just peel them dry. It's just that it will take you a little bit of time and a little smelly on your fingers. But I think this way is going to work just fine. So that actually seemed to work pretty good. There's still a little bit of work, but for the most part, it's just pulling right off. So I'll finish getting all these cleaned up, and we're going to make our sauce. You save all these garlic pieces, too, for your homemade stock, although I wouldn't suggest putting these all in for 1 batch of stock because you may be on garlic overload. So I got my garlic all clean. I'm going to start browning that off. Going to add just a little bit of flour just to kind of tighten up the sauce. I'm going to deglaze with some white wine. Now, if you don't have white wine, you can just skip this and just move on to the chicken broth. Also, it's not like you have to buy an expensive white wine. This was a $2.99 bottle of wine that I'm going to use for cooking. So don't think you have to buy an expensive wine if you're just going to be cooking with it. I'm going to use about a third of the bottle, get this deglazing. Like I said, if you don't want to put it in, don't worry about it. Just skip it. I'm going to get all those bits up off this. Chicken broth. While my sauce is kind of simmering and cooking out that flour for just a bit, I'm going to cut on the potatoes and then I'll go back and finish up the sauce so we can get all this into bake. I've got potatoes here. I saved out of the bag of potatoes, I saved some good ones for our baked potatoes for meal 2. I've got 3 other ones. I'm just going to cube those up. We're going to throw that in with the chicken to bake it. Skin on, washed potatoes again. I'm just going to cube them up. And I'll toss that in with the chicken and the garlic when it goes in the oven to bake. All right, so that's kind of smoothed out a bit. I'm going to add a little milk in here. You can put heavy cream in if you want and if you have it. If you don't have it, just put a little bit of milk in there. A little more salt and pepper. Do a little more thyme. I'm going to load this up with our chicken and our potatoes, and we're going to put it in the oven to bake for about 40 minutes. While our chicken's cooking, I'm going to get the broccoli cut into spears, and I'm also going to get the bread ready for the oven. I'm really not going to do much, but just spread a little butter on this and just toast it in the oven. The broccoli and the bread are just going to go in a couple minutes before the chicken is ready to go. You've seen me do this so many times. Heavily salted water, drop the broccoli in when it's at a rolling boil. When it comes back to a rolling boil, I'm going to let it cook for 1 minute, and then I'm going to pull it up. So our chicken with 40 cloves of garlic just came out of the oven. Oh, look at that. You want to make sure that you save whatever you cooked for your chicken noodle soup. We got our nice potatoes in there. And some of our cloves of garlic. A little more of the juice on the top. Yummy. Chicken with 40 cloves of garlic, blanched broccoli, and our nice crunchy bread there. So a couple of ideas on your chicken with 40 cloves of garlic. So it does take a long time to bake. So here's a couple of suggestions for you. One, you can cook it for a longer length of time on the stovetop. And then that will cut down your baking time because it will cook faster on the stovetop than in the oven. However, you do run the risk of scorching it or having burn spots, and you do have to tend to it a little bit more when you just put it in the oven. You can just kind of forget about it. You could rearrange the meals. You could do perhaps the shrimp or the bratwurst for meal 1. While you're making that meal, you could, for instance, prep your garlic cloves. You could also pre-brown your chicken so that when you come home from work the next night, you've got your chicken already browned. All you have to do is just get your skillet getting hot, start browning off the garlic, make the sauce, throw in your chicken potatoes, and then that can reduce your time on that dinner. A couple of ideas there. Cook it longer on the stove, less time in the oven to make it go faster, or do the bratwurst or the fried shrimp meal first and get a head start on the chicken with 40 cloves of garlic. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out HauteMomsDinnerClub.com. I think you'll be surprised at how organized it is and all the great ideas you can find on there. Just pick a bin and roll with it. I think you'll be surprised with the website and how easy it is to use and all the great ideas, the recipes, the grocery list. You can download the grocery list. So a lot of exciting things on that. It also makes a great gift. HauteMomsDinnerClub.com. Lots of great, exciting things going on there. So this has been 20. Thank you so much for joining me today. Haute Moms Dinner Club.
And what to eat?